Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Pulpit Chat. I am, as always, your host, Andrew. I'm glad you're with me whenever you might find this video. We are finding ourselves today in John chapter 11, verse 25 and 26 for our verses of the day. Now, some background of the story, or the background of these verses, I should say, is the story behind it. This is the event of Jesus raising Lazarus from the dead. So one of the named miracles of Jesus from the New Testament. And so Jesus is having a conversation with Martha, who's really distraught that her brother died and he never came. And he asks this question to her. He says these facts and asks this question. And he says, Jesus said to her, I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me will live even though he dies. And whoever lives and believes in me will never die. Do you believe this? What a great question. And I think it's a great question for us even today, even though we are, perhaps we don't have a brother who's passed away whose best friend was Jesus. But nonetheless, we are dealing with death on a daily basis because we are humans. We experience death all the time. And it's always sad. It's always tragic when we lose someone we love. I shouldn't say always. It is a majority, it's sad and tragic, although there are times where our loved ones are suffering and it is a release to see them suffer no more because we know that's what happens. There's no more suffering. But for those of us who are living, should we live in utter fear of death? No, we shouldn't. Because just like Jesus said, I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me will live even though he dies. Jesus, of course, is referring to the resurrection. Just because our physical bodies die doesn't mean our life is over. Doesn't mean that our existence is through. In fact, it is just truly beginning. Jesus is the resurrection and the life. And when we put our faith, trust, and obedience in him and in his word through the scriptures, man, we can live this life apart from fear. We can live our life without worrying nonstop as to whether we will live tomorrow or die today or what may be. Because in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. If we live for God and we believe in his son, we will live even if we physically die. We will continue on. And then he asks that question, do you believe this? So I guess that's a question I have for you. Do you believe this? And if it's something you believe, are you going to live like it? Are you going to live out loud for Christ? Or are you going to hide your Christianity in the closet? That's not going to do anybody any good. So I encourage you, don't live in fear. Don't live in fear. That's not what God has called us to live. He's called us to live boldly, that even if we were to die, and in Christ, we're always going to live. I hope this has been an encouragement to you. I hope that this releases some of your fear and tension you've been having around the current goings on around our country and our world. God is in control. And even if we do die, it's not really dying. It's, as the other writers in the New Testament called it, asleep in Christ. We're just going to take a little nap, and when we wake up, we'll be united with Jesus and our loved ones. Well, I hope this has been an encouragement. God bless, take care, and we'll see you again in another Pulpit Chat. Bye for now.